Well, g'day everyone and welcome to episode 3 of the GiddyUp Podcast for 2024. Donnie, welcome. Whereabouts in the world are you tuning in from tonight?
JT, I'm coming in hot from Penrith tonight. I've been Campbelltown today, cracking event, met an absolute superstar in Campbelltown. I'll talk about her later on, but we're ready to roll from Penrith tonight, and then of course I've got my event here tomorrow. So things are good where I am, mate, and it's interesting that we say to people 8 o'clock. What we should be doing is saying somewhere around 8 when JT gets his shit together and actually...
Oh, we're going there, are we? We're going there, Donnie. We didn't actually have we didn't have the head-to-head segment lined up, but if you're going there, I'm happy to go there as well. Yeah, we did have a few little technical issue, but we're here now, and that's the main thing, mate. We have a cracking show lined up tonight. We have a lot of feel-good segments, mate. We've got a lot of interesting stuff where we need feedback. So for everyone who's watching already, thank you for tuning in. We really need some feedback because I tell you what, there's some interesting stuff going on. And if you are, I just noticed a comment there from Paul. For whatever reason, the event that we had scheduled, which was normally what we would just click a button, say go on live, it just disappeared. So we've just had to do a random live, which is why probably the initial link, if anyone's trying to find us, you couldn't find us. So anyway, enough of that crap. We've got lots to get through.
The good thing about this, JT, is when we do an interactive podcast and we tell people to tune in and you can go on the wheel and win prizes, we've actually got to make it a little bit easier for them to be able to get into our podcast.
It'd probably help,
I think we've done it now. We've got a few people in. So thanks, guys, for tuning in. It's going to be a cracker, as JT said. He said there's a lot of feel good. I spoke to him before the show and he's pissed right off about a couple of issues. So I'm going to just push a few buttons tonight.
Oh, right. I am a little bit pissed about a few things, but I'll get into that. But there's a lot of good stuff as well. So, look, before we get into that, Donnie, obviously for those who are watching, we normally do this in the comfort. I live in Cheltenham in Victoria. Donnie's in Dingley, which is just a stone's throw away from Cheltenham, really. But he gets on the road a fair bit. And so he's tuning in literally from Penrith, as he said. And so what we thought, as Donnie travels around the country, if he sees something good, mate, to give the local people, a bit of a shout out. So that's our first segment for tonight.
Happy days. Seta's Cafe. Oh, JT. Now, anybody who's looking for some amazing food in Campbelltown, let me tell you, this is the place to go. I walked in today and I saw this beautiful lady just standing at the counter ready to take my order, and she just had an abundance of energy and joy about her, and I just thought, what a legend. Right from the get-go, just made a lovely comment, and seriously, I was sat down with RB, my colleague, and we're eating our tucker today. The first mouthful we both took, we both just go, oh my God, this is beautiful. And you know what, JT? I said straight away to RB, I said, that's because it's been made with love. And anybody who goes into business with passion and all the signs around the room, I don't know if people can scan it, but if you hold your camera up to that, you might be able to jump in and actually scan one of those. And it'll take you to her website and also into her Instagram. And seriously, JT, the reason we do that is because we want to shout out. We are very quick as humans to give someone a kick in the guts when they need it or put them in their place. But when someone does some awesome stuff, we want to wrap our arms around them and say, keep doing it, you bloody rock. Thanks very much, Seta.
We do. So Seta's Cafe. There you go. Knock yourselves out.
Seta's Cafe. Loved it. I'll be back there next time I'm in town.
Mate, I hope you got a free meat pie or something for that, mate. So
got a great smile on it. Filled up my bucket.
Well, it's interesting to say because, look, customer service, as you know, it's kind of a day job, right? The importance of customer service. And case in point, right? You've just literally given someone a shout out on the biggest podcast on the planet, really.
Australia's favourite interactive podcast.
maybe slight embellishment. And g'day, John, first time viewer. We always love some first time viewers. So welcome to the show, John. And Kev, always good to give him a shout. And the beautiful Nant, nice plants. Thank you. The new background. I hope you like it, Donnie. This is the new
fancy,
the new background. Thank you, Paul. So
get rid of your fish.
Mate, the fish are still here. They're just over that way or that way. I'm confused. Sweet. They're still here, but trying to step it up a little bit, you know. Interesting feedback because Nant's been getting some great tips on, because she does a lot of work on the video front, running some groups and stuff. And dealing with a guy who's literally a global expert, and the feedback was with the green screen, which I was using a lot, was just that it sort of sucks away a bit of authenticity because there's a little bit of, oh, you're not really showing me what's real. It's all a bit fake. So those subliminal sort of messages. So just have something real was just a little tip. I thought it was actually a really good one. So hence changed it over in the background. So that's the...
And that's one thing that we don't shy away from, JT, is authenticity. We call it how it is. We know we're going to ruffle a few feathers from time to time, and we'll talk about some of those feathers later on. But we also don't shy away from the conversations that we like to have, and we like other people to have too, where we're sick of people being too afraid to talk because of being labelled a racist or something. Stuff like we'll have the conversation here, and we want you to join us and comment as well. We love the comments.
Well, that's exactly right. So I'm just going to go back to that customer service story, Donnie, because, well, I think, obviously it's a very important thing, Donnie. And, well, I just want to bring you across just a little example of some customer service that, well, let's just say I'm not quite sure things went to plan.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
Well, Donnie, we're all doing it pretty tough at the moment, right? The cost of living, we're all feeling it, particularly when you go to the supermarkets, right? I mean, wow, it's, you just sort of, there's a few items in your basket or your trolley and it's like bloody triple figures and you're like, bloody hell.
Take out a home loan.
Yeah, I don't even know what I got for that, right? So, the supermarkets have been getting a lot of heat lately, right? Going, oh, you bastards, everything's you're getting it cheap, but you're loading it all up and we're the suckers that are paying for it, right? And I thought, well, I think sometimes they get a bit bad rap, and I thought it's important for us that we highlight when supermarkets are doing the right thing, because if you've gone through a supermarket, Donnie, you know how they've got the savings of the week. So you see those little labels, and so you're always...
I love those. If
you're trying to save a buck, you're always looking for those labels, right? Going out, where can I save some? Oh, half price. Yep, probably didn't need that, but bugger it, it's half price. I'll grab some.
We'll
so
take it.
Mate, so I'm always looking at them. So I came across an absolute cracker that I thought, I just have to share this with the GiddyUp podcast crew, because the specials expire tomorrow. Because I don't know if most people know, but Wednesdays, it's the first day, too late, missed out. Wednesdays is the first day of the specials each week, right? So
is it? Right.
Yeah. So this is just an absolute cracker. So I thought I'd just share it with everyone here. So Donnie, this is a great bargain here. This is the Black Currant Lifesavers, which I bloody don't mind, a bit partial to them, but I don't know if you can see that, mate. There's a massive saving there. Normal price $4, and if you buy this on special, big special red label, if you buy it right now, you will save a grand total of 0.00.
Oh, what? Like, JT, it's cost more money to print that to save nothing. What's going on there? We're going to...
Fair income.
What, a black currant's taking the piss or what?
This is what I mean about just ridiculous customer service, right? I mean, look, obviously someone's stuffed up somewhere, right? And they've printed that and gone, oh, whoops, it's probably a big automated run. They've printed out all these labels, sent them out all over Australia. But it gets down to someone, Donnie, who is actually physically putting that on the shelf and didn't think to look at it and go, oh, shit, that looks a bit wrong. Maybe I won't put that one on the shelf. Nah, stuff it. I'll still put it up. I'm just doing my job. Fair income.
JT, I guarantee that did not happen at last week's, our hero of the week last week, who called it out about the Australia Day merch. It wouldn't have been in his supermarkets.
Would not have happened. Drake's
or whatever over in Adelaide. We love him, mate, and his name got published too during the week, so good on him. But that's just tough going, mate. You're not going to save anything, and it's probably a good thing too. You eat too many lollies.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I didn't buy them. So, now, good point. We are going to get stuck into the government, don't you worry, in a little bit. So stand by for that one. And you indeed, Kevin, are absolutely in robot mode. Now, Donnie, you just mentioned Hero of the Week last week, which was Drake's Supermarket, just standing up and saying, screw you, we're still stocking Aussie merchandise. We love it. So, well, of course, it's another week, which means we probably should have another hero, right?
Another hero.
Who have we got, Donnie?
I've got no bloody idea, JT. Who have we got? I was hoping you had a hero. I've got heaps of heroes, but I haven't got one for you. So I'm hoping you've got it. Who have we got?
Oh, thank God one of us looked at the run sheet tonight, Donnie. Well, look, I don't know about you, but the last I don't know. The hero, I sort of go, yeah, Australian of the Year, kind of blah, blah, blah. But of course, Australia Day is the time when they announce the Australian of the Year. And, well, the last few years, to be honest, haven't really inspired me personally
It's been
too
crap,
much,
mate.
right?
I'm putting my hand up to say last year's hero, what was he? Last year's Australian of the Year, Dylan Alcott.
No, he was that killer a few years back.
Was
that's it.
he?
Yeah,
You sure?
yeah, we had
I
Grace
thought-
Tame, and, I think it was. And
Wasn't she
then,
before Dylan? Anyway, I thought Dylan was way too tokenistic. There's people saving lives, JT. Not bloody playing sport. Anyway, who have you got? You've been searching this.
Oh, well, I love it because you literally just sort of said it straight away, Donny. So the Australian of the Year, and I say plural, Australians of the Year, was Professor Georgina Long, AO, Order of Australia now, and Professor Richard Scollier. And these guys, mate, I don't know if you know much about their story, but if there's ever been a worthy Australian, I get a bit emotional talking about it, because these guys are actually saving lives. So Professor Richard actually got diagnosed with melanoma, right? Don't know why I'm so emotional
Which
about
one's
this.
Professor Richards?
So, he's the
male or the
good-looking bloke, right? The good-looking bloke. So he actually got diagnosed with melanoma. Like, game over, you're gone. But this is what he's been doing for his whole life. It was literally a fatal diagnosis. But they've been working together on a new immunotherapy approach. And basically it activates your own immune system, right? And it basically then turns your own body to help you knock it off. And believe it or not, it's actually it's actually worked. And this guy's now in remission. Hopefully it stays that way for him and his families. But it also goes on to save like thousands of Aussies who die of this every single year. So talk about worthy.
So this bloke has
worthy
created his own life-saving body technique. Is that what you're telling me?
They've worked together to actually do it, which I think is just bloody amazing. And but I thought, you know what, I sort of want to help him out a little bit. So I think what we really need to do is just highlight, because it's one of their missions this year, is just to highlight the dangers of sunburn. And so for all of us who are parents, or even for yourself with kids, the one staggering thing, and I have to admit, and this is maybe just me being stupid or naive, or maybe this is just something that other people didn't know as well, but when you get sunburn, like obviously you go, well, that's probably not good, right? And your body sort of goes, this is bullshit, and you start peeling and all that sort of stuff. But did you actually know what's going on in the background with your body?
No, I got no clue, mate. I just got burnt and the skin peels and reload and go again. Look good with a tan, and never thought anything more of it.
What happens essentially is that, you know, when the sun comes down, I won't go into too much steps because I've been researching this, but essentially what happens is the sun actually is changing the DNA in our skin cells, right? So because there's 3 layers, so UVA and B are the ones that damage our skin. So even if it's not a sunny day, you can still get sunburnt, right? And that's the UVA rays and B's coming through. And what happens is your skin cells, literally the DNA of the cells are damaged. And what happens is the body goes, oh, this is damaged. And all your cells normally reproduce, right? But because your body's gone, these are so damaged, those cells self-destruct, because if they replicate, that's what causes cancer, because the DNA of that cell has actually been changed. So when it replicates, it can actually trigger cancer. So your body, and so when you're peeling and all that's happening, that is your body literally terminating those cells, because the danger of those cells being reproduced could cause cancer. I did not know that, and to me I go, wow, that's absolutely fascinating to me.
I'll tell you what, if nothing else, JT, our Australians of the Year have just taught you, me, and all of our listeners the value of making sure that we look after our body a little bit more than maybe we did yesterday. And that's bloody fantastic. But not only have they done that, they've saved a shitload of lives in doing so. So good on you.
Absolutely, I think certainly very worthy. So if you do see a little mole on your body, anywhere on your body, and it starts to change little shape, looks a bit fuzzy around the edges, please just go and get it checked. It takes literally 10 minutes to your doctors. Could save your life. So get on it. There we go. That is our hero of the week. Well deserved, I reckon.
I love it when you get emotional, especially over really.
Oh, man, I just like people that are actually genuinely out there making a difference. Like they really are, and to experiment and risk your own life in doing so. I mean, what an awesome bloke.
Yeah, Absolutely. Hats off. Well played, champion. Love your work. Thank you.
Oh, awesome. Now, Donny, we've got to switch it up a bit, right? Because, I'm getting emotional in my old age. So,
you're going to be crying.
Oh, mate. I wanted to throw it to you because, like...
what have I got? Shit,
what have you got?
Quick look here at the spreadsheet.
This is live. This is live.
Hey, JT, let's do this.
Oh, we go.
Go to our man. I've got an issue. Is it my rant? What is it? It's the Coast Guard story. I found this guy. Go to bloody Don's rant.
Don's rant. I love it. I love it. Don's rant. Donny's rant. Woo! Donny's rant. Here we go, Donny. Go for it.
Oh, JT, I tell you, I'm filthy world.
Yeah.
I'm filthy at humans. Oh, actually, this is not going to turn out well on the back of that last story.
I thought we were having a feel-good session. It's gone off the rails pretty quickly already, hasn't it?
Oh, no, here it is.
All right, yeah.
There's this bloke, right, JT, his name's, I don't know his bloody name. I forget his name. I've got to get the link
It's going well so far.
His name is, I'll tell you what his name is. It's Renzo Bucci. And this guy is either three parts like wacko or dead set genius, right?
It's a fine line, isn't it, Donny? It's a fine line.
Yeah, it is. And this is the thing. Why I'm having a bit of a crack here is because
Here we go.
the Coast Guard keep going to this guy's aid or rescue and saving him and saying, no, you cannot possibly use this vessel to travel to another country. He's going, nah, bullshit, mate. I've made this. She's good.
What vessel? What's he done?
The vessel that this bloke's invented, JT, is a man-powered buoy spinning wheel. You know, like we put the hamsters on and the mice and stuff?
Hamster wheels.
He's made one for himself.
He has not.
He has. Here's a photo. I'm telling you, he has. There it is. Now, Bucci, either you are an absolute crackpot or you are a champion in the making. Either way, why I'm filthy, JT, is because the Coast Guard keeps stopping this guy before he can make it to his destination. And I'm sick of humans saving us from ourselves. Every now and then you have to kill one or let it just die of natural causes or drowning in this bloke's case, just so that we can say, okay, that's not possible. He's willing to put his life on the line for it and have a crack, yet he keeps getting pulled up. So I just figure, let him have a go, mate. He might have invented and landed on something that we haven't quite worked out yet. He's just genius. So, JT,
I'm pretty sure it's not falling in the genius bracket. If anyone can see that on the screen, what the you know what, Donny? But fair point. That deserves a rant, mate. No question whatsoever.
Let him have a go. Just let him have a go.
All right, now, Donny, we need to engage with the good listeners of our people. We need some feedback. I've got my topic of the week is, I'm just come across something which is a bit surprising.
JT's Pick of the Week.
Donny, now I don't know about you, but a bit partial to a odd treat every now and then.
Not me, JT.
And
Pure as they come.
and it's summer. It's summer, right? So of course,
true story.
Treat would have to be some sort of an icy pole ice cream, something like that, right?
Yes.
So now I don't know about you, but I don't mind a Zooper Dooper. So I just want to know icy poles to our listeners out there. Anyone else love a good Zooper Dooper? Please just let us know if you like a good Zooper Dooper, because I've got an issue with Zooper Doopers. Now it's not a rant. It's going to turn into one. But I'm a little bit confused because I did not know this, Donny, and I don't know if our listeners know this, or in fact, it's true. So I've been doing a little bit of my own investigative journalism. We don't spare any expense here whatsoever here. But I want to know, Donny, when you buy a packet of Zooper Doopers, they come in different flavours. You got red, cola, blue, yellow, all that sort of stuff.
Cola's my favourite. Yeah.
Now, I want to know, do you get the same amount of flavours in every single packet? Now, I was always under the understanding that's, you get, whatever it is, 4 reds, 4 yellows, 4 blues, whatever. Every time you buy a packet, it's the same.
Sure.
But I've been told on very good authority, Nat, if you're listening, that is actually not true, and it is random. And sometimes...
What do you mean random?
Random. You don't always get the same in every packet. So I've gone, I call bullshit. I'm sure surely you do, right? So I'd be interested to know what other people think. And I can see there Sharon's going, no, they cheat us.
Oh, yeah, cheat us.
Nan's done a lifetime of testing. And, well, I've taken a few photos. As I said, no expense spared at GiddyUp Podcast. So I thought, let's test this out.
Our budget's taken a hit this week, JT.
So this has really got me perplexed, Donnie. The top photo.
Yes.
As you can see here, if we start from the left, 4 yellows, 4 orange, 2 greens. Suddenly things go off the rails a little bit. 1 blue to 2 blues, 3 fairy floss to 2, 4 reds, lots of reds, a couple of blues, and coal looks a bit hard to tell in that photo. But you also notice there's a big hole there in the middle.
Yeah. What's the hole?
Well, one packet had 4 extra bloody icy poles in it.
Extra icy poles.
Extra. So additional 4. They didn't jib me on 4 in one packet. I got an extra 4 in another packet. Now, this is the first time I've ever done this. I don't know if this is something that happens all the time. But
so
I was
like,
this
random
is
colours.
So
it's random amounts.
Random amounts and random colours. But yet the packet down the bottom, which is the new no sugar variety.
Oh, throw straight in the bin. No,
mate, I literally did, Donnie. I tried 2 of them and they were so disgusting. I will never buy them again. It was just, they all actually tasted the same, the 2 I had. And I gave one to Lucas, who honestly would eat anything. And even he said, no, thanks. So that goes to show you. So if you're thinking of buying those, don't. But I'd love to know just in your comments, if other people have experienced this, are you getting different amounts in your packets? And are you also getting the different colours? Because, well, photos don't lie. It looks like it did in
especially
those.
If they're not photoshopped. But
that is a sample of 2. So obviously with our good folks at listening to GiddyUp, that might be a little bit more than that. So
yeah, well, we've got more people. They can take some photos and send them in and let us know because you just might have had the guy who put the signs out and he was just bloody lazy one day and he might have been eating a few.
Yeah.
Sealed the bag.
That's exactly. I just couldn't work it out. And mind you, the 4 extra ones were all raspberry, which is my favourite colour. So happy days.
Yep.
That was bloody good. So anyway, there you go. Love to get everyone's feedback on what else they see.
Come up with JT. I like that. That's the podcast for you. Never know what you're gonna get.
Pretty much. I still don't know what I'm going to get, and I'm bloody got the run sheet in front of me.
Wait, JT, I have to just question a couple of our listeners.
Here we go. Live interactive.
A couple of people have said purple is their favourite. Now, what concerned me is I'm not colourblind yet, but I looked at all those photos. I didn't see purple. And there goes Boof too. Purple. Where were the bloody purple ones? I didn't see any purple.
A lot of comments, a lot of interesting things I find on the colours, right? The thing for me is, you can buy a whole packet of fairy floss and you can buy a whole packet of cola. So that suggests to me they are probably the 2 most popular colours. But I don't understand. As a person that loves red, fairy floss is just crap. If you're going to go red, go the whole way and go red.
Yeah, don't.
Why would you want to stuff around in this fairy floss?
Have a crack.
And then I'm thinking, well, hang on, maybe it's a conspiracy theory because if you wouldn't bother buying a packet. If you could just get reds, why the hell would you waste your time buying any others? So I thought...
so they've deliberately done that, say, right, we need to sell the multis, so we'll throw the reds in there. And I tell you what, I'm glad
what would I know, clearly,
all over the country because it'd be on for young and old, mate. Buddy Jude's gone out and purple is yuck and RB there, fairy floss is the best and people were hating that. Abby's never taken any notice. Well, she will now. Abby, tune in. Righto, what else we got, JT?
I love that people are just into it straight away. So Denise and your little one are just sampling it right now, buggers. Mate, what else have we got? It's an excellent question.
Don't forget to shut the freezer.
Well, we do like, you sort of touched on it, we do like coming across some of the bizarre and interesting stuff. So that's a good segue, isn't it?
Bizarre news stories.
JT,
yep.
Am I right in saying this is about a giraffe?
Yeah, you are, but I just had to laugh at Paul's comment. So.
Purple is sexually frustrated. That's a good point, Paul. If you see things that are purple, they probably are. Zooper Doopers included.
Righto. Now, but yes, what do we got? Bizarre stuff.
Mate, check this out. We
All right.
have found, JT, I've digged into our little budget
yeah.
and I've gone travelling to, where do I go, JT? I
Well,
went to
if you
Namibia.
went there, it'd probably be front of mind, I would have thought. But
Tanzania. I went to Tanzania Zoo, JT.
Well, that's a quick trip, mate, from there to Digley to there and back to
it's
Penrith.
next
and
door to Penrith.
private
It's not
jet
far.
for its own.
Africa. Anyway, what I did for, hey, speaking of private, somebody who's loaded and could afford a private jet is somebody we're going to talk about a little bit later. Because I know
breaking
this is
news.
going to intrigue you about our old
Has it
the
what?
mustic.
Jesus.
Righto, so we'll come back to him. But right now, I want to talk, look at that. Check out that giraffe. If you're listening to this podcast, and well worth jumping on to have a look, if you've never seen a giraffe without any spots, you know the spots are on, they're all a bit like a fingerprint, they're all a bit different, but they've all got them, except this one. They've found one running wild because a couple of weeks back, or a couple of months ago, there was one in the Tanzania Zoo, but this one they've found in Namibia, and running wild, JT, unbelievable, a baby giraffe with no spots.
I'm
A rare
tipping it won't be running wild for much longer, Donny, because
Oh no, there's a line in the background of that photo.
Well,
No, that's not. It's run its stripes, spots off. No, but I just thought, isn't that bizarre? And why I brought that to our listeners' attention is because if you see some bizarre shit, something you just go, that's odd. Like, we'd like to hear about it. We'd like to dig into some real thorough research.
That's us.
And put it out.
Clearly.
Put it out there for everybody to, just to consume what happens out there in the world that we're missing because we're not looking. And it did look a bit like an alpaca. You're right, but it wasn't. It was a baby giraffe. 100% baby giraffe.
There we go. We cover everything here, nature, you
Everything.
name it. So, all right, Donny, I think it's time to, well, I think I'm going to have to fire up at some point. I think this is probably
It was coming.
the time.
Coming.
There's a couple of choices, but the good news is we've still got lots to come, including a cracking dad joke that was sent into us. So
We've got a dad joke this week.
Yeah, we got a dad joke. I'm not guaranteeing it's a good one, but we we do have one. So, look, I'm going to start, I think, I'm just going. There's so much to choose from. I'm going to go this way.
Do it.
That will reduce power prices by $275. $275.
Politicians, Donny.
Here's a big good.
Yeah, this
They're
is
giving
gonna...
us a tax break, JT, is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, no. So, last government, puts in some, 3-stage tax reforms, gets passed in
Yes.
government, was challenged by
Gets it
the
in.
opposition, got passed. 3 stages, first 2 stages delivered, 3rd stage coming soon. And the whole way through, the election promise for our Labor government, yep, no changes. Yep, it's locked in stone. We won't be changing that. What did they do, Donny?
Oh, I got a tennis says they changed it.
Yeah, sure did. They said, you know what? Screw that. Stuff it. We don't give a shit about whatever was promised. We've got to do what's right for the country, blah, blah, blah. So screw your tax cuts, gone.
So no tax break at all, JT. Is that
Well, there are still going to be some tax breaks, Donny, and I am definitely not an accountant, which sort of leads me into a pretty big announcement that you've got, Donny, while we're on it, about money stuff.
Yes, JT. I tell you what, now the taxman taketh, but we will giveth. We are bringing back, don't know if they're words, JT, they are now. JT, we are bringing back, we need some tunes for this. I don't know, we've got here, the Money Whisperer. And it's not me and it's not you, JT. It is someone with way more brains than you and I combined.
I had it ready, Donny. Not that one.
Beautiful.
It was this one. It was the big announcement.
Thanks for letting me know you had that. JT, the Money Whisperer. This guy, when he speaks, we make money. As in you, me, and the listeners, JT. I kid you not. He has he's given us tips on what shares to buy. He's told us what apps will save us money. Like the Money Whisperer. If you do nothing else next week, tune in for the Money Whisperer and the Dad Joke.
Tell you what, he had
our
some
most popular segments.
He had some great tips a few years ago, and had you followed through on some of the tips, you would have been sitting rather pretty today. So quite genuinely,
I did
some
have a
really
couple.
good tips. And did you have a look? Yeah.
Well, I tell you what you got to do is you got to follow his advice. Don't
Yes.
take half and add a bit of your own.
No.
Because like when he says wait for, say, A2 milk shares to buy to get to this point, that's when you buy. Don't just go, yeah, I'm going to do it now. And because they,
I feel like you're talking from experience there, Donnie. So yeah, listen to his advice, and it's short and sharp, right? So if you're not into finance, it's literally 1 minute, just hot tips. Go do this. And so yeah, next week we will bring it to you. So yeah, look, back to the government. Pissed off. What shits me, Donnie, is we elect these people. They tell us what we're electing them for, and then they just go screw that, renege on their promises, and there's just no accountability. They just get away with it. And the next chance we've all got as voters is at the next election, and by then they'll be banking on that most of us have forgotten about it and we'll move on to something else. But this is just absolutely, as I get older, just absolutely infuriates me that the government just feel like they can do whatever they like.
Do? What can we do in terms of if people are feeling like they're being jibbed? We want to look for hacks and obviously save some cash. But what is there apart from voting them out at the next election and then the next people break their promise? I'm not sitting on any political fence to say yes that way or that way because they all seem to just do it. But can we write letters to our politicians? Can we fill their inbox? Can we do stuff that pisses them off as much as they do to us when they break a promise like that?
Yeah, pretty much. You just said all of it. I mean, unfortunately, there isn't a lot we can do these days, and that's what we've let this world become. We've elected these people and they've literally made it very difficult to now sort of protest and rise up. So you've got very limited options, including even social media stuff getting shut down. And we saw that through COVID that, if you had an opinion that was different to what the government wanted you to have, quite literally your accounts were blocked, the posts were blocked. You just couldn't get it out there. And so that's getting into a very dangerous world that we're heading into when that free voice is really being sort of stifled for a lot of us. And I think we're all just getting a little bit pissed off, but most of us don't know how to vent it.
Yeah, you can have an opinion as long as it's the one we want you to have.
Yeah,
so that's
right.
what we do here, JT, is we'll have a platform. We're happy to go ready to rumble and have our own opinions and dispute each other. And we love it when our listeners jump on and just go, you know what? Yeah, this really pisses me off. Or I just want to talk about this, or I'd love your opinion on this, fellas, because it doesn't feel right, or I feel like I'm just copying, information that is just not filtered or whatever, and I have to believe it. And it's just like, nah, we're allowed to call bullshit at any point. So I think we should. And well, that's just going to go straight into Dickhead of the Week. Seriously, this guy needs an absolute serving. So I'm warming up. Oh, good.
Dickhead of the Week.
You suck.
All right, Donnie. This is it. I am going to literally try not to swear here. But let me just give you I just want to give you a little bit of a backstory, right? Now, everyone already knows that I love animals, so there's no secret there. So anytime something sort of goes against the grain with animals, I'm going to fire up. So
I thought you were going to have a crack at me for taking the spots off the giraffe before, but I didn't do that.
I'd be bloody impressed if you did do that. But no, mate, we are going to talk about, because it's that time of year, we're going to talk about duck hunting.
Oh, yes.
Now, to give you a little bit of context, Donnie, 3 states in Australia have already banned duck hunting on cruelty grounds, right? But it's still permitted in South Australia, Tasmania, and Victoria, right? And in Victoria alone, where I'm from, about 300,000 water birds are blasted out of the sky, all for the sake of sport, right? And for each bird that's killed outright, another one is left wounded, and left to slowly die in agony. So, look, it's pretty shit, right? So the Victorian government last year commissioned a study. They wanted to engage with the community and say, well, what do we do about this? Because other states have banned it. We need to have a look at it. I thought, okay, well, that's actually fantastic. And the recommendations were published from that report in, I think it was August or September last year, Don. And for those that are watching this right now, let me just pop this up on the screen. Because one, you're going to see
some dead ducks.
Well, no, it's no dead ducks, but you are going to see the dickhead of the week, Steve Dimopoulos, who's the Minister for Agriculture in Victoria. And I'll explain more in a little bit. But if you see that graph there, this is the inquiries. These are the public inquiries with the most submissions. So I don't know for those how small it is in the screen, but just to give you some context, right? Prior to this, the most submissions ever received on any inquiry was for ride sourcing services in 2017, and that got 2,439 responses, right, from public submitting their concerns, voices, opinions, whatever.
Right.
So that was the record up until literally this year. The native bird hunting inquiry has received over 9,000 submissions.
Okay, and is
Right.
that from duck hunters saying, hey, this is a good thing?
That
keep
is from
going?
everyone. That is from duck hunters, from people that are, pro animal lovers to everything in between, right? So that is 4 times bigger the response than any other submission that's ever come into, to the government. And the recommendations that were published in August, the recommendation from this big inquiry that we paid for was to ban duck hunting in Victoria. So that was the recommendation. They've done the big inquiry, they've listened to all the submissions, and the recommendation was to ban duck hunting. Well, again, government have gone, whatever, stuff that. So they responded to the report that was published back in August. They published their response yesterday, and guess what? Duck hunting is not going to be banned in Victoria.
JT, that's I know it's something that will fire you up, and I know that you're a massive animal lover, and I must admit I've seen some cracking little Snapchats recently. I live a lot on Snapchat, and I saw my little nephew do a Snapchat of a whole lot of ducks, and what he did is he showed me the mama duck and a whole lot of little ducklings, and it was like, seriously, it was one of the bloody cutest little things I'd seen. And then and I must admit, when I saw it, I just thought, oh, geez, it must be a bit of a real bastard to be shooting a duck. If you saw the whole family, you'd really, you feel a bit squirmish about taking away the mum, right? But anyway, that said, JT, how much of a pest are ducks? Are they stuffing up our natural environment? Look, what's the story?
I'm not a farmer, and I clearly live in metropolitan Melbourne, and so I don't profess to say I know all of the problems that farmers are facing, but suffice to say, ducks have not, to my knowledge, been regarded as a pest.
Right.
There's certainly, we've had culling of kangaroos and brumbies and all sorts of stuff where there's clearly a very big environmental impact, right? But my personal belief, and I'm sure someone will correct me if I'm wrong, is that is not the case with ducks. So, but as I said, 300,000 a year blasted out of the sky purely just for entertainment. I mean, I honestly don't see the challenge in killing a duck. It flies in the same freaking direction, just like a clay target. I don't know what satisfaction anyone gets out of killing a live animal, but it literally makes me sick. So pissed off. And that dickhead on the screen is Steve Dimopoulos. He's the Minister for Agriculture for Victoria. If you don't like it, we will be publishing his email address and details so you can let him know himself. But just want to leave you with this comment, because I thought this was a pretty good one. So this is a direct quote from Steve that said, the government would not change its stance on duck hunting, but would introduce changes from 2025 to make the practice safer and more sustainable. And he stressed, wait for it, he stressed the government was accepting partially or in full 7 of the inquiry's 8 recommendations.
Wow, there you go. So Stevie Boy's going to give all the ducks a bulletproof vest and say, off you go, kids, you're safe now. JT, unfortunately, that is just pathetic. And I get it when one party gets a recommendation, the next party come in and say, nah, bullshit, that's not ours, we're going to rip it up. But it was this mob that actually commissioned that report and got the outcomes and then just tore that up anyway. They're good at tearing shit up. JT, I've got a solution, because I've always been a believer that if you only come to the table with a problem and you haven't got a solution, then you're only adding to the problem. So here is a solution, and it is this one. It may or may not be boring just to shoot a target at a shooting range. So I believe if you made a shooting range and it had targets, like wooden targets that looked like ducks, and they shot across there, and you got a chance to shoot it, you got a chance to aim. I know that they're clay target shooting, so people actually could still feel like they're engaged in sport. Most sports don't end up in death, so that sort of would be a good outcome. So there is a little venture there. If somebody wants to cough up some cash, I reckon you could make a pretty good case. There's golf driving ranges. People go and hit a golf ball. Imagine if you could go and shoot targets that are flying around. You think they're ducks, and we could make some noises so they sound like ducks, if that helps you. And then you could shoot something that doesn't kill anything. That's a bloody good outcome. JT, I've got one more for you. Little Swifty, my little mate from up the bush, she sent me this thing in one of our podcasts a few seasons back. And she said, Donny boy, the mice are running wild, they're taking over.
Mice,
now, I know we don't like to kill things, but stuff it.
Oh.
Let's send all the duck shooters to these farms that have been overrun by mice, and let them shoot the mice, JT.
There we go. Solution.
Boom. Everyone wins.
Everyone wins. Abby's pumped. Her mum's got to mention. Good work. All right, what have we got next, Donnie? Because we promised we won't crap on for too long, and it's already been 40 minutes.
JT, we're nearly out of time. Let's go to JT. I've got a little life hack.
Oh, I love a good life hack.
It's a good one.
All right, let me cue
I don't
that
know
up.
if it's a good one. It's bloody little.
It's good.
JT, normally when you need your resume, it's because you're leaving a job or you've just got the arse. And so you get your resume out, you polish it up, you try and think to yourself, shit,
what have I done?
What have I done? Like, what's my current skills? There's my last 10 years worth of work. And I've been at this joint for 4 years and shit, I forget. Go right now before you're under any pressure of getting the arse. Grab your resume. You'll have to just do a little search in your computer because you probably forgot where it is and just fill it out. Now just do a complete brain dump of all the stuff you do now in your current job. And the next time you apply for a job, you'll go, oh, look at that. She's already updated. And it's got all those things like host meetings, budget reconciling. It's got all the stuff that you forget that you do because it just becomes a part of your job. So my life hack is update your resume now.
There we go. Good advice, Donnie, as per usual. All right. We have got a few things to sneak in. We have got a dad joke that we promised you. We couldn't do a show without the wheel, could we, again, Donnie?
No. Hell no. We've got some trivia. We've got some real good trivia.
We have got some trivia, and I might just... should we do the trivia now, you reckon, Donnie?
Do it now. Do it now because it'll give us time
to
load the wheel.
To load the wheel that I haven't got set up again. Yep.
Right, here we go. Hey, big shout out to John if he's still there. Remember that first time listener who jumped in a while ago?
Yeah.
If you're still there, John, let us know, mate. If you're not, just...
If you're not, we understand
somebody
why.
else
It's okay.
pretend they're John.
All right, so our
on.
trivia...
Hey, Kim's on.
Kim's on. Hello,
Kim
Kim.
D.
Kim D.
What did we do,
there we
JT,
go.
yesterday?
There we go. Bang. What did we do yesterday? What? With what?
Or the other day.
Oh, with the
An
wheel?
impromptu wheel
Oh,
spin,
yeah.
JT.
And Kim D was the winner.
Kim, boom.
So,
Kim,
well done.
you are the winner.
Donnie will
So,
be in touch,
yeah,
Kimmy, to find out your little flavour that you would
I'll
like.
get your details and we will flick you a little list of choices for your favourite vodka
there
that
we
I
go.
make.
Paulie's right. I had one job and I keep stuffing it up on the wheel, but that's okay. So we are going to do some trivia. Now, this is an interesting question. It's not about me. It's not about Don. But I honestly, this one was quite interesting. So, as per usual, you've got 40 seconds from when it comes on screen to get your answer in. So I hope everyone is here. John's still listening. Fantastic.
Thanks,
Good on you,
legend.
John. Love you. So the trivia question that is coming up now, I'm just getting it ready.
And we're not saying you can't Google, but you only got 40 seconds, so get bloody ready.
Yeah, here we go. Good luck, everyone. Donnie, talk them through it.
Righto. And now the question we've got for trivia, you've got 40
was last
seconds.
week.
Oh, shit, we know the answer to that. Don't answer that one.
That was last week's. We're just testing you out. Okay, this is the real one. Here you go, guys.
Righto, here we go. Started the clock again. It is, what country has the most islands? So what country has the most islands? Now your choices are Japan, Indonesia, Sweden, or Greece. Okay, so sorry guys, for those of you that are answering last week's question, don't worry, Kim's already won that bottle.
Yeah, bad luck.
Here is the next question. So load up, Google if you need to, find out, just bloody put your random answers in, we'll take them, and I'll give you a hint. It might not be what you think. So, that's the only hint, pretty shit hint.
Nearly
And here
time's
they
up,
come.
nearly time's up.
Send them in. Boom. Wow.
I'm
Now,
literally...
I like the smart people. They've just gone straight with one letter because they can't type the answer. So I like how they roll.
It's all flying through. The last answer in, by the look of it, was, I think Paul got the last one in. I'm just going to think. No, Donna
I'm pretty
might
sure it
be.
wasn't.
Greece.
I
There's still
don't
a few
think that
coming.
was one of the answers.
Donna, I'm not sure if yours was. That is one of the answers there, but.
I'm sure
very
she
funny.
didn't get it right. That's probably her response to not getting it right. So, okay, all the people that got it right, we'll bang them on the wheel, or JT will, because I'm sitting in Penrith doing stuff for, and he's doing all the fancy stuff. So, JT, you whack them on the wheel, but I'm going to make it interesting for you because we want you to do a dad joke too. We want you to do that now.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
So,
All right. I'm going to do the dad joke now, and then
Right,
you're going to
do
have to
dad
come up
joke,
with
Jake.
some very interesting stuff while I load the wheel up, right? So, all right, let's
Righto.
get into dad joke of the week if I can find it. There it is.
Dad joke of the week.
All right. Now, I do want to give a special shout out to Janine for sending this one in. So I love it. If you do see some good dad jokes, please send them in to me. They don't always make
Send
the
the
cut.
shit ones in too. We like them too.
But send them in. If nothing else, I always have a good laugh anyway. So, all right. Now, the reason I'm saying that, Donnie, is because if it's crap, don't blame me, all right?
I'd like to get out of jail card straight away. We'll just point the finger at Janine.
You know I'm in trouble when I'm ducking and weaving already.
Just while you're doing that too, JT,
Yes,
a big shout out to Janine's mum who just had her hip replaced the other day. We know what it's like when you've got to come down and help your
not much
parents
fun.
and bloody take some time off. So hats off, Janine. Good on you. Well done. Abby's nan, new hip. Good work.
Fantastic.
Righto, mate. Back
Hope
to
the
you.
hip goes well. And all right, here we go. So, Johnny, Dave and Pete were a couple of drinking buddies who worked as aircraft engineers in the top of Australia, up in Darwin. And look, one day the airport was fogged in, right? And they were stuck in the hangar and they literally just had nothing to do. So Dave said, man, I wish we had something to drink, which, bloody Aussie, right? Who doesn't think that? And Pete's like, yeah, me too. You know, I've heard you can drink jet fuel and get a bit of a buzz. You want to try it? So they sort of look at each other and go, what the hell, So they pour themselves a couple of glasses of this high-octane booze and get completely smashed.
Oh, it worked.
So the next morning, Dave wakes up and he's surprised at how good he feels. In fact, he feels great. No hangover, no bad side effects, absolutely nothing. And then the phone rings and it's his drinking mate, Pete. And Pete's like, mate, how do you feel this morning? And Dave's like, mate, I bloody feel great. He goes, how are you going? And Pete's like, yeah, mate, I feel great. Yeah, you don't have a hangover? And Dave's like, no, mate, that jet fuel stuff's bloody awesome stuff. No hangover, nothing, mate. We've just got to do this more often. And then he goes, well, yeah, but there's just one thing. Well, he goes, well, what's that? He goes, well, mate, have you farted yet? He's like, no. And he goes, well, don't, because I'm in New Zealand.
Oh dear. Don't try that at home, kids. No. Oh, that's funny.
Don't try that at
is
home,
funny.
right? All right, Donnie, what have you got to
I can
talk to
imagine
us about?
Been trying that too. Well, JT, I'll tell you what I've got to
Just
do. I've
talk
got
about
to,
any crap. Don't give a segment. I've got to load names into a bloody wheel. So
While you're doing that, JT, I'm going to give some of our listeners a bit of a heads up of some of the topics that we have and we like to cover off, okay? Just so that if you think, you go, oh, I've got something there, I'm going to send that into the boys, do so, all right? There's absolutely nothing you can't send us, preferably not nudes. And I'm talking to you, JT, sending me. Anyway, what we want you to do is, these are some of the topics that we will sort of go searching for, right? One of them is our woke alert. So all the bullshit about the woke culture that's around now, also / the cancel culture, cancel everything because it offends one person. So the woke alert, the topic of the week, so we can pick a topic. And that one there, all ready to rumble, we like to grab a topic and literally discuss it. So last week we spoke about the bald kids in wheelchairs at the Australian Open. And we actually agreed that it's a bit tokenistic to say, righto, because every kid should be able to do everything. We basically said, nah, that's bullshit. Actually, if you can't do it at a decent standard or what's required, then sorry, champ, it's not the job for you. So that's an idea of what we both had our opinions. We didn't know what it was until we went head to head. We've also got life hacks. We've got
hey, Donnie, just
hacks.
while you're doing that, what was the answer to the trivia question? I know the answer was Sweden. Do you remember, was it A or B or C or D? What was it?
C. I think it was C.
It was C?
Stuff at JT. Why don't we today just whack everyone on the wheel just to make your life a whole lot more hectic.
You've got to be shitting me, don't you?
Everyone who's had a crack, JT, they come to interact. So let's whack them on. Righto, the other one we've got Media Watch. We've got a lot. We've got Media Watch. So if you see something in the media, just go, oh, that's piss funny or that's whacked out, that's wrong. Send it in. We'll put the video clip up. We'll have a chat about it. The only thing we probably won't do, we probably won't put Donna on the wheel because she got it wrong and then just reacted with the old F-bomb and trying to tell us we're out of whack. So, no, anyway, up to you, JT. We've got Geek of the Week, JT's favourite. He finds something. Actually, we've got one for you next week. It is a bit geeky, and I said before, it's the Mustic. Elon Musk. He's come up with something that it's really tickled JT's fancy, and it's a world first. So that sort of shit, yeah, I'm telling you, you're going to want to tune in for that. We've got the local shout-outs, like we said, Seta today. Absolute champion of a human. Never met her before. Didn't know her from a bar of soap. Walked in and just lit up my day. So well done to her. Seta's Cafe in Campbelltown. If you're there in the main street, honestly, well worth stopping in. We've got the government watch. We've got the final thought. I'm going to leave you with the final thought later, and I like it. It's right up my alley. And we've got my rant, the dad joke. We've got Dickhead of the Week. You know about that, old Mr. Steve, shoot him up the ducks. This week, the customer service fails and life hacks. We love a good life hack. About 2 seasons ago, I was on the hunt for a life hack that I thought, oh, this will be really cool. And when I found one, it was about reheating pizza. And I've always been a big believer. I had pizza tonight, mad pizza tonight. It was bloody beautiful. Been a big believer, and there was none left to reheat, by the way, for tomorrow. So the reheating one didn't quite go to plan, because I heard you can put a pizza in a toaster on the side and just, boom, push it down, and it reheats it, and it's beautiful. Unfortunately, I nearly set fire to my office where I was doing the podcast. So I'm not suggesting that's the one to do. But there's plenty for you. So if there's a topic you want us to cover, send it in and we'll have a crack. JT, how'd you go that wheel, mate?
Mate, I think thanks for bloody telling me to put everyone on. It's just, interesting. Interesting.
You'll listen to me if you
good,
have.
because I've got to say, one segment we do have next week, we were going to cover it tonight actually, he's an Aussie who just broke a typing record recently, and it was pertinent given I was just typing in names and realising how slow I was. So, right, so we're going to do the wheel. Now, this could be interesting because I literally did forget to cue it up, so I don't know where the wheel's going to appear. So I've got to try and, it's not there. So bear with me a second while we look at some other stuff.
I love the fact that you're Mr. IT guru and you do. There it is.
There we go. It's coming.
We found the random wheel.
There we go. Here's the random wheel spinning around. I'm just going to widen that up so we can all see it. Can everyone see it? There we go.
We've got everyone on.
I think I've got everyone on, yes, mate. I really apologise if I missed someone because I'm trying to do about 300 things at once. So, Seta, lovely to hear from you, Seta, tuning in. So, legend. Love to have, and hopefully go back, rewind it when you get a chance, and you'll see a good photo of yourself. And we gave you Good Cafe a plug with a little barcode as well. We'll even pop it on the page as well for everyone to look at. So, all right, Donnie, now what are these people winning on the wheel?
Well, JT, I've been busy over COVID time. My beautiful family bought me a distilling kit. I've been really hard at work, grinding my fingers to the bone, and I've made JT some of the finest vodka you'll ever whack your laughing gear around. I got some different flavours, just like Kim, who won last week. The winner will get in contact with me, or I'll get in contact with you, and you'll choose the flavour vodka you'd like. And there's lime, and there's natural, and there's peach, my favourite. Oh, JT. Little
lots of options.
Bottle just so you can absolutely neck it. Righto,
Love
JT.
your work. All right, let's do it. We're ready? Let's do this. Good luck to everyone. The wheel is... Oh, I've got to hit the right button. Here we go. And there we go.
It's
So
just
you know
never going to stop at this rate.
You know it's live, right?
It's live, mate. Righto, it's spinning.
Sharon O. I went early on the sound effects. There we go. Congratulations, Sharon O. You have just won yourself a bottle of Don's finest work.
Was that a throttle off or a
bottle off? English, mate, not my strong point tonight.
JT, one thing we've done tonight
Yes.
has gone absolutely shithouse at sticking to our time limit of half an hour.
Of course
Mate, we're pushing the hour. Right, we're going to wrap this up. Baby.
Look, Denise, just miss your best. The good news is, Denise, you have a free supply of anything you want.
Just walk out to the tap, mate. Yeah, I wouldn't be too concerned.
Quite literally. So, anyway, congratulations, Sharon. We'll be in touch to get that. So, Donnie, what have we got, mate, to wrap this little baby up? We have got final thought. Mate. What else have I missed? Final thought? Is that it?
I reckon that'll do us. We'll come back to. We've got some really cool stuff next week. Money,
we have.
I cannot wait. Cannot wait for you.
Can't wait. Here we go.
JT, listeners, never fight until you have to. But when you have to, fight like you are the third monkey on the ramp of Noah's Ark. And brother, it's starting to rain.
I like that one, Donny. Good. And tied in animals and okay, good work. All right, well, that is it for us. We've had a pretty massive show tonight, so thanks for tuning in. We're a bit all over the shop as per usual. It wouldn't be a GiddyUp podcast if we weren't, to be honest, would it? So please make sure you leave reviews on iTunes, Facebook, Spotify, etc. It really does help us get us out there and get a few more viewers in. To the new people, thanks for tuning in. Lovely to have your company tonight.
Board, guys. Love it. And thanks for letting us know you're there too. That's awesome.
Exactly right.
And good luck with you, Sharon. You've got some rocket fuel coming your way. Giddy up.
Oh, yeah. Love it. Bye, everyone. See you next week.